Damn, son.
Hey guys, Thetcglover here. How you doing today? So I haven't made a video in ages, and I do apologize for that. And I always apologize when I haven't made a video in a while. But today I found a video worth making a video about. Something great. So okay, so as you can see on the screen, if you take a look over there's not the super heavy samurai, but the card after that, we have Tuning Magician. And Tuning Magician is kind of cool because if this card's in your hand or graveyard, while there's a Magician card in your Pendulum Zone, you can special summon this card but banish it if it leaves the field. If this card is normal special summon, your opponent gains 400 life points, and if they do, you take 400 damage. So if you summon it, it will go and make you take 400, and there'll be a surplus and deficit of around 800 points. So that sucks. But the idea is that you use it for the first effects. Ideally, you're going to use it with Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon, like I imagine Yu-Gi-Oh will, and you're going to go and summon this guy. So, Enlightenment Paladin. So, obviously, one tuner, which is obviously going to be level 1, this guy. And you're going to go and use it with a level 7 Odd Eyes, and you're going to go and make it. So, if you use it using a Pendulum Magician Pendulum monster, as a synchro material, you can target one spell trap card in the graveyard, add it to your hand, 2500. Nothing bad about that. It's a bit, it's a bit blah, because spell cards are not as good as they used to be, but you can probably go and get Pendulum Call back. You can go and get an MST back or something like that. So, it's pretty useful. But today's video is going to be talking about why Tuning Magician, in terms of the anime storyline, is kind of like Konami what the fuck, right? So here's the problem, okay? This card, in the next couple of episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, it plays a pivotal role in how they're going to get to Jack, because Jack is supposed to be up in the clouds. He's in the tops. He's made his way up there. He started from zero, became the best. And of course, during that time, he made a lot of sacrifices, and that was what he had to do to get to the top. So what this card represents is his innocence back when he was a child, because it starts off with Jack. If you haven't seen the anime, this is an alternate dimension from the actual 5D's series, and Jack never meets Yusei and Crow, because Crow and Jack, for some reason, they don't even act like they know each other, right? And Callan doesn't exist, although he may end up appearing at some point later on, but this is an alternate timeline when Jack actually grows up by himself, and he finds this card that came from the tops inside of the 5D's world, and it comes to the commons area of the city, and he finds it, and he goes, oh, look at this card, I'm finally going to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm finally going to become the best, because this card is the motivation. Okay, so Tuning Magician was the catalyst that got him into a position where he's like, okay, I'm going to be the best. So this card was the beginning, and he managed to climb to the top with the motivation that he gave himself, starting off with this card. So over time, he probably found Red Dragon Archfiend, whatever it's called, and then it just goes up. He went up and eventually got there, but of course we don't get to see that, so that sucks. But the problem I have with this is that this card in the story makes absolutely no fucking sense. Look at the effect. If this card is in your hand or graveyard while there's a Magician card in your Pendulum Zone, you can special summon this card but banish it if it leaves the field, right? Okay, so it's a tuner, okay? The first thing that comes to mind, which probably not many people come to mind, is that 5Ds is all about dragons, okay? There is no spellcaster shit in the entire thing, okay? Akiza plays plants, okay? Lua, or Luna, or whatever, right? She plays Ancient Fairy Dragon. It's a fucking dragon, okay? And she uses beasts to make the dragon, okay? And then we've got Rua, which plays machines. And then we've got Yusei and Jack that both play dragons the whole fucking time, okay? They play a couple of magicians, but barely anything. But no, those spellcasters, no. This card came to Jack when he was a child, okay? Before standard people, before the Lancers ever turned up into the synchro dimension, okay? And yet this card's effect specifically benefits Yuya's deck, okay? Isn't it strange how this card bears no benefit whatsoever to Jack's playstyle or anything, okay? This card is clearly for synchro, so clearly it has that kind of resemblance to the reason why it's in the synchro dimension, but the actual card benefits pendulums. It says Pendulum Zone, okay? A Magician card in your Pendulum Zone. That's exactly what Yuya does. So Yuya's going to take this card and go, I'm going to show Jack what he's missing. Show him about what he used to be like. Don't forget your childhood. Don't forget where you came from, kind of thing. And then he's going to play this card and then make a synchro monster by pendulum summoning it using an Odd Eyes. So he's going to have 2 Pendulum Zones, pull a Pendulum Dragon this, and then he's going to go and get a spell card back and do some shitty shenanigans with it, maybe a fusion or something. But this card is going to facilitate Yuga's deck, and it does nothing to help Jack's deck. And that's what bothers me about this card. This card is terrible, right? It doesn't really do anything. I mean, it's a one tuner, one or more non-tuners, so you could do this with another Pendulum card, okay? You don't have to use, you could use Veiler, okay? You can use something else. This card does not benefit you much at all, so it's just really crap. It's just so bad, and yet it doesn't actually have any tie-in to Jack whatsoever. So that's what bothers me, because Takahashi or Shonen or whatever the people that made this, TV Tokyo, whatever, you fucked up, because now I'm wondering what the hell is this card? Where is its relevance in the synchro dimension? Like, I'm not an anime boffin, but when I saw this and I read the effects, I'm thinking it's got to have a completely different effect to the one that we know, the one it must be in the anime, because there's no way that it can be read this way, because about the Pendulum dimension, there's no indication that they have any idea about it whatsoever at this point. So for this card to be giving this kind of effect, it just makes no sense. So that's what bothers me about this, and it's like, why did you have to print it this way? Because now the anime somehow seems really fallacy. I think that's the right word for it. It seems a little bit see-through now in terms of a dense and kind of engrossing storyline. There's no point, because this card is just basically saying, oh yeah, you know, they have to pretend they don't know anything, and then suddenly this guy has been existing in the fucking synchro dimension for the whole time. You know, it works with pendulums, so that's why it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, that's my problem with it. I just, you know, whatever. So if you're gonna be like that, Konami, then fine. But I mean, you can't expect people to take the thing seriously. If people start tuning out because of shit like this, then it's kind of what you expect. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to comment down your opinions down below. I may do a video about the OCG ban list coming up soon. I know it's obviously just come out, actually, so that's quite a cool list. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, the Thetcglover is out.